Frugal Fiber is very excited to support local organizations like The Contributor who are advancing the social good in the areas of entrepreneurship.
Started working downtown area and started meeting some homeless people. I'd never had the opportunity to interact with people living on the streets, and got really inspired and intrigued by their lives and the community that I was finding there. I was building a small newspaper for another nonprofit and newsletter. And so yeah, just put the skills and the interest together to create The Contributor.
Tasha approached me and a couple other homeless outreach workers about starting a street paper. We threw around some names and I threw out The Contributor, and it stuck. We had a really just amazing opportunity to just do a project and see what happened.
We didn't have an office, so Tom or I, we kind of split the days up, and we would sell the paper. Oh, it was really quick. I think it was 11 to 11:30 every day. Like, we would sit on a bus bench downtown with the newspapers and with a little change box and with a pad of paper, and we would write down each sale. So in the beginning, really, really slow. We had just a couple of vendors, and we'd sit on that bus bench and wait for people to show up with quarters.
It wasn't, though, until 2010 that The Contributor really took off. We found that Nashville has an ordinance that requires vendors permits for people who sell on the sidewalk, but it excludes newspapers. And so we were very fortunate that that law was there.
All of 2010, the papers continued to grow. Until December of 2010, we sold 120,000 papers that month alone. So it was like exponentially massive growth.
We grew so fast that that it wasn't as much a hindrance to Nashville as much as they were impressed with the work ethic that the vendors were showing.
There were many moments when Tom would address the vendors for paper release, and to look across an auditorium of 150 people, 200 people that took time out of their day to show up for that paper release. It's just deeply moving, just seeing the investment of the vendors and seeing the support and the community that was being built.
The real success that we saw was when vendors believed in the product and believed they could make money on their own. I believe vendors have invested over $2 million in papers over these 10 years.
Those relationships and those face-to-face interactions have created more change around this community than I could have ever imagined, and that's been, I think, the biggest part of the project.
The businessmen and women who sell this paper, who sell the magazine, are legitimate businessmen and women. They will make economic decisions based on how much you support them. There's no reason that we can't educate the people that are moving here as to why we are a great city and why The Contributor is part of that. It is special. It is something that you won't find anywhere else in the world, quite like you find it here in Nashville.
This flexible source of income, this type of flexible source of income, needs to continue to exist for the people that are using this to survive. And The Contributor needs all the support they can get while they're making this transition. This is a huge transition period for them. I would encourage anyone to put on their new marathon shoes, because this isn't a sprint. We are going to be asking for support today, but I think they're going to need support in the long haul. And yeah, be there for them on the 26th mile also.
Became homeless about 8 years ago, and it's been an off and on situation, but I thank God for The Contributor. It does give me a little something to look forward to. I like kidding with the customers. If you've been on 8th Avenue, you might have seen me. And my best line is, hey, I trade your paper for the car. It's a job. It's my means of revenue. It's something feeling satisfied doing without just actually going out there on the street with a sign saying, I work for food, sort of say. You know, I have to invest my money to make money. So I'm my own boss. This is America. Everybody wants to be their own boss, you know? I'm never late to the job. I can go to take a break when I want to, and I can clock out when I feel like it. Give me self-pride, I guess. I feel good making my own money, and like I said before, holding my hand out for a handout. I know a lot of guys that turned their lives around. Even me, I have to be dedicated and put in 8 to 10 hours a day. And if I do that 8 to 10 hours a day, I would be able to accumulate money for rent.
Any parting thoughts? Anything you haven't said that you want to make sure you say?
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed my interview, and please don't stop giving.